So, Greg, welcome to the Isle of Man, welcome to Bennett's Bike Social. You're not actually, you've come from a very long way away to travel to the TT for this year. Just tell us a little bit more about it, where you're from and why you've come to the Isle of Man.
Yeah, I'm from America, right? So I live in New Hampshire, so I'm about an hour north of Boston. Most people know where Boston is. Not a lot of Americans over here. So this is my third year coming. My first time coming for the full 2 weeks, and totally worth it. Totally worth it. Once you figure out the logistics of how to get here, figure out your ferries, how everything's going to work, what flights to take, it's awesome. Mega awesome time to come. So.
Why come to the Isle of Man? What's drawn you to come?
I mean, first, of course, was the TT, right? So the first time I came was 2018. I came for the TT, but then once I came to see the island, I realized how fantastic all the people were. The fans are all fantastic. The access to riders, the access to the paddock, it's rare. You don't get that much access for many things in motorsports. So drawn for the TT, but then once I came, I said, oh, it's a beautiful place to just come visit. If I can only make it to visit once a year, I'll come during the TT. But as I mentioned, coming for 2 weeks allowed us to go visit lots more of the island. The Derby shipwreck, Peel Castle, the museums. It's just loads of things to see.
What's been the highlight for yourself so far? I know we're in the middle of race week, but you've been here for near enough, just over 10 days. What's been the highlight so far?
We made some new friends this year, right? So that was great. So we made friends with a couple from South Africa. They've lived here for about 5 years, so they toured us around a bit. I've been getting autographs, right? So that's been great. I've brought my helmet this year to get some autographs. I have a few more to get. Hard thing to find is a permanent marker around here, so bring your own. But a big highlight, actually, I'm here with my partner Christine, and we chose to get hand-fasted while we were here. So a commitment to continue our relationship on. We got hand-fasted at Peel Castle the second day we came here, so that was pretty amazing.
I'm guessing hand-fasted is the American term for engaged?
Oh, it's actually a Celtic thing, but it's like an engagement. It's like a pre-engagement.
Oh, right,
it's like
okay.
I'm engaged to be engaged.
Oh, right.
So that has to be the highlight of this trip, right?
Oh, well, congratulations.
And she asked me, so hey.
Oh, even better, even better.
Right.
Obviously this year there's a big American involvement in terms of Gas Monkey and Richard Rawlins.
Yeah.
I noticed on your social media as well that you took a little picture on the grid with Peter Hickman and on the stock race. How much has that engrossed America and engrossed everybody?
I think a lot more Americans probably have realized it now because of Gas Monkey, right? Because of Richard Rawlins and his work he's doing here. And I think that did give some more exposure to people just on the social, right? On social, on Instagram, the people that follow Gas Monkey realize that this is going on. So it was really unique to see that. But while we're here, of course, we found another American rider. So we spent some time with Brendan Cretu and hung out with him a bit, and that was fantastic, and met some of his friends and things like that. So, but yeah, it's good. I think it's nice to see some more exposure in the States to the race. Hopefully people understand how lovely it is to come here and enjoy it. It's definitely very different than motorcycle festivals and things like that in the States. And that's why we like it so much. Yeah.
What do you make to the Isle of Man as an island? Take away the TT, take away the races, what do you make to the island as a whole?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's just a beautiful place to visit, right? To me, it's, even though it's so busy, it's a very calming place for me to be. I don't know if it's the landscape, the scenery, there's enough things to do, right? But it's not overwhelmingly large, right? So you can get your way around the island. The food's fantastic, right? I've been able to find plenty of great places to eat, the sights, the history. It's just an awesome place. It's like, to me, nowhere else in the world.
I know you've also rented a bike for these last 2 weeks. How nice has that been to go around? Have you done many laps of the course?
Oh, laps of the course, and just being able to get around through some of the other classes of roads and be able to cut through and just tour about the island. So my third year hiring bikes here, and all 3 years hired from Jason Griffiths right on the island here, which has been fantastic. So I've got a V-Strom 1050, fantastic bike here for plenty of torque, plenty of you've got lots of hilly, windy roads. It's fantastic for that. Yeah.
So coming ahead now, we've got a few more days of racing. But the big one is on Friday, the senior TT.
Yep.
What are you expecting? Who are you looking forward to seeing to take the big trophy? I'm guessing it's a Peter Hickman win for you.
I'd like to see a Peter Hickman win. I would love to see Ian Hutchinson back on podium. I mean, I'm really pulling for Ian this year, especially after having did not finish some DNFs in 18 and 19. Would love to see Ian in podium. If that was to happen, it would be massively cool for me to see that. But other than that, you know, and heck, Peter Hickman, you know, and I really have a thing for Dean as well, right? Because watching Dean in the paddock, you know, the other night we were walking through the paddock and he's just hanging out with his daughter and she was riding her bicycle. He was just trying to tire her out before bed. So just like fantastic people, you know? So it'd be great to see all three of those guys on the podium. I'm not too choosy about the order, but if I saw all three of them on podium, it'd be fantastic.
So after this week, will you return to the Isle of Man next year and potentially get properly engaged, shall we say?
Yeah, that might happen. Yeah, it seems to be the appropriate place to do that, right? So yeah, I think so. So my gears are already turning for next year's trip. Where am I going to stay? What days are we going to come? I always try to buy ferry passes a year in advance, or at least put my deposit in. So yeah, the gears are turning for 2023, of course.
How difficult is it for you to get to the Isle of Man, considering from where you're from?
It's actually not.
Tough?
It's as long as you can get some flights to the island, of course, right? Depending on where you connect through. But I've found either flying into Dublin or flying into Dublin, taking the ferry from there, and then maybe take the ferry back into Belfast and take the train down to Dublin and head out there. Plus you get to see Dublin and Belfast for a day or so, right? But for us out of Boston, direct flight, it's like a 5.5 hour flight to Dublin. Hop on the ferry, you're here before you know it, right? So it's good. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, Greg, thank you very much for your time.
Very
Enjoy
welcome.
the rest of your time on the island.
Yeah.
And good luck getting properly engaged.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Have a great one.
Thank you.
Thank you.